Yes, it's Jumani, also known as Juby, and watch now is always Arsenal. 2-2 draw against Tottenham in the London derby. Um, I'm smiling because I listened to all that persons had to say, and let's be real. The fact that we are disappointed that we dropped 2 points against Spurs is a good thing. When you look back at our last few seasons, dropping points against top six team, and Spurs is at the latter half of the top six, but dropping points against the top six teams is something that used to happen a lot for us, and now we are disappointed when we drop points, especially at home. I felt like it was a loss, definitely, but I like the fact that we coming down on the team for not seeing through games. So we started with Raya in goal, who it looking like our number one goalkeeper. We had Ben White playing right back, Zinchenko playing left back, and Gabriel and Saliba in the centre back position. The best centre back duo in the Premier League. But we will get into that later on. Of course, we had Rice in the midfield alongside Vieira and Odegaard, who is the maestro in the Premier League. And we had Nketiah on top with Gabriel Jesus and Saka on either side of the wing. I mean, Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus interchange from time to time, but that is what our starting lineup looked like. Of course, I was basically proud that, or happy that Kai Havertz didn't start. He came on eventually, but I'll get into that. But we started the game well, dominated the first 25 minutes or so, applied the pressure, was able to get a goal, an own goal, but kudos to Saka, who is a definite threat once he cut inside and slap. Yeah. He didn't get the best contact, but it was good enough for us to take the 1-0 victory. Unfortunately, they got back into the game, and I'm saying unfortunately because Spurs wasn't really out of the game, but we had no right to allow them to score. They scored, they equalized. Son, although Kane is not there, Son is definitely a threat. He scored, and I say, all right, this game gonna be interesting. They dominated the midfield in the second half. Rice came off, Vieira came off. And Vieira is not really physical. Rice is more physical than Vieira. But I felt like we lost the midfield in the second half. And they took over Madison and company, Besuma, and they bossed the second half. And it was unfortunate for us. We were fortunately given a penalty and we converted. Big up Saka. Every time Saka step up to take a penalty, it's be like, but he converted the penalty, and immediately after, and let me just pause right there. So I'm in a group chat, and Kai Havertz and Jorginho came onto the pitch, and I say, wait. Jorginho, after we scored and we in the 2-1 lead, Jorginho dilly-dallying with the ball in local parlance, dilly-dally with the ball, lost the ball. Madison and Son versus Saliba and the goalkeeper, and goal. Now, yes, Saliba could have probably forced Madison to go wide, but it was a 50-50. But Jorginho, I'm not looking for no excuse there, you know. That is poor. Now, players would make mistakes, and we heard Arteta coming out to defend Jorginho and saying that everyone would make mistakes and errors, but nah, I'm not taking that. And from the time I saw Jorginho and Kai coming on, I was like crossing my fingers, hoping that everything runs smooth. It didn't, and unfortunately, they equalized, and the game ended 2-2. Drop points for me. Spurs obviously benefited from a point, but I felt like it's a drop point. And unfortunately, now we have Martinelli out, Trossard out, Thomas Partey out, Timber out, Declan Rice out, Vieira out, Saka nursing an injury now. That's seven, as far as I can remember. Seven of our main players out in the earlier part of the season. So we're not really getting a chance to build any momentum. Yes, we looked good in the Champions League, but we're not getting a chance to build a momentum, unfortunately. And I don't want nobody start to put no sort of pressure on the team. The reality is, yes, we have those injuries, but we're not really getting a chance to get some games consistently with our core squad. Because last year, if you remember correctly, we had a squad, a starting 11 that was playing consistently, and we were able to build a tremendous momentum, and of course the other teams around us were dropping points, so it worked in our favor. This time around, we we seeing some hard times and we're struggling to catch our form. I want to believe that it would come, but just right now, you're not seeing the best of our football, and we don't have much time because City is building their momentum, Liverpool right behind them, and we had to get we act together. So I see some news. Party and Martinelli, they start back to train individually. Let's hope that they can come back in time for the weekend. We have the Carabao Cup coming up tomorrow, but until then, watch now. It's always Arsenal.